Welcome everyone, Adam the Woo here. Today number, what day is it, 5? Day number 5 of my road trip with my dad. We are starting off at Graceland, Memphis, Tennessee. It is 7:26, 4 minutes until 7:30. Now supposedly they open up the gates. You can walk up there to the meditation garden for free for the first hour from 7:30 to 8:30.
And I've never been here before.
You have never been.
This will be a first.
To the gates of Graceland. You are officially, like the song says, walking in Memphis. You're gonna walk through the gates of Graceland. Maybe you'll see the king, the ghost of the king walking around.
He has left the house.
Left the building. He's also, well, a house is a building. I'm inviting you to join. And where are we gonna go through? Tennessee. We head towards Oklahoma.
Arkansas.
Through Arkansas and try to get to Oklahoma today.
It'll be fun.
No real rhyme or reason on what we're doing. We have no nostalgia. We have no personal nostalgia today, that we're not going to go to any places that we lived, which is a rarity because this whole trip has been places that we have been living, and we're not even done yet.
Of course, we can stop at a house and tell you that we live there.
Pull the wool over anyone's eyes. Join me and my dad, shall you? Now it is 7:29. According to what I have heard, in 1 minute, these gates will open. If it doesn't, we're gonna have to just move on and peek over the wall, which you can. Have you even graced your eyes at it?
I have, actually.
Grace your eyes at Graceland. It was called Graceland before Elvis moved in. He did not give it the name. But this, in all honesty, a somewhat modest mansion. It is a mansion, but when you think of the king of rock and roll, you would think it would, there are other people modern day that would have a more extravagant homestead. And more property. Well, inside is a little gaudy. 70s gaudy.
70s.
You've never been inside.
Never been inside.
We're gonna have to save that for, oh, I just bumped into that. We have to save that for another day. Oh yeah, by the way, I am taking care of business. TCB. I'm not working any overtime. I'm taking care of business. Gates have been opened. Got some yard maintenance out in the same area where Elvis Presley himself would ride around on his vehicles, horses. He would even, on some occasions, there would be people at the street wanting to say hi, and he would walk down and have conversations and meet up with people right over there, over the wall. Pretty neat. This is completely free for the first hour, every day from 7:30 to 8:30. Now, cannot go up to the home. There is some stanchions there with a little chain across. They do tours later in the day. We're on a time crunch, so we got to be moving on. Pretty neat that it worked out, though, that we were right by here during this free hour. Here is the little barricade they have set up at the moment. It goes over from there. The birds are chirping. Just focus on this for one moment. The meditation garden is just over to the side, kind of near the pool. I would have been 3 years old in 1977. I was born on August 10th. So it would have been 3 years and 6 days. King of rock and roll. There is a eternal flame here as well. Well, I say eternal flame. I would assume they don't turn that off. That'd probably go. This is Vernon's mother, Minnie Mae, who outlived her son, who was Elvis's dad, by 1 year. You can see Vernon Presley 1979, June of 79. And Elvis's mom over here, Gladys, 1958. And Elvis's twin brother, there is a memorial to him, Jesse, right over there in the corner. Do you remember that day, Dad?
I do.
Do you remember where you were? Everybody says, I remember where I was when something happened. Do you remember where you were?
I do. Your mom and I and you were living in Commerce, Oklahoma. I was listening to a country music radio station out of Kansas City, Missouri. And they came on the radio and announced that Elvis had passed away. The DJ that day, whose name I do not remember, personally knew Elvis and his dad, Vernon, and on the air called Vernon on the phone.
Oh.
And spoke to him briefly. I was listening to the whole conversation. It was impromptu. So yeah, that's what I remember about that day.
Original headstone of Gladys, which was moved from another location many years ago. And Elvis himself was also not originally here. He was moved from another spot. And now the whole family is together. That is located right over here. Base of the fountain, the meditation garden. And there are areas you cannot go into. The modest size of the pool is always what kind of takes you back and makes you think, he could have had a much more expansive pool. Now when you do the tour, you can go over here into this building here, which is the gymnasium room. Yes. Yeah, I prefer to handle this alone. The Pavlera of the parallels. Yeah, I'm sure he did a few laps in the pool. Soaking up some rays there on the lawn chairs. It is pretty awesome. They let everyone do this in the early morning. All right, gonna get in the car, head over to another spot here in Memphis before heading out of town. Just real quick before leaving. Drove a few more miles over, well, we visited the King of Rock and Roll. This is the Queen of Soul, the birthplace of Aretha Franklin, right here in this very home. March 25th, 1942, if I'm reading that placard correctly. Yep, March 25th, 1942. In this very house. It's now abandoned. There's a fence around it. There's a musical note right there on the gate. And just like at Graceland, where people will take a Sharpie and write their thoughts, they do that so here at the birthplace of Aretha. You can see on the boards on the windows, people have written their feelings and their thoughts. Another stop off. Just couldn't pass by this without a quick look at the Lorraine Motel. A lot of history in Memphis. Can't really cover it all, but this is something that been here a few times before. And right above the classic cars down here at the end is where Martin Luther King stood his last moments. It's now been converted into a museum, but they have left the hotel windows and doors from the original hotel motel. vintage cars in the lot represent the vehicles, but they're replicas as well as the wreath. So similar to the vehicles that were sitting here. Room 306.
Yeah, there they are. Cars. Well, similar, sort of.
April 4th, 1968.
I was in college.
Now crossing the Mississippi River. We're not in Mississippi, but the Mississippi River runs through and over at the state line of now into Arkansas. We had to take this bridge because the other major bridge in town is shut down for quite some time. A lot of structural damage, so this is the only bridge going out of Memphis currently. Well, the only major bridge of the thoroughfare bridge. Got some gas here. Self-pumping mechanism on the nozzle. Current price $2.89. Just topped it off. Only needed 5 gallons, but I'm not taking any chances with the way the gas shortage has been in some states. Anytime I see fuel, I fuel up. There's some sort of creature underneath that tarp moving around in there.
Trying to get out.
What are they transporting? See it shuffling around trying to get loose?
The alien from another world.
The alien from another world. Stopped off in Sherwood, close to the action, far from the noise, just on the outskirts of North Little Rock. And check this out over here. This service station. Very unique looking service station. Happy's service station. WD Happy Williford was the operator, according to that sign there. And Sherwood, on the signage up there, is Robin Hood. Kind of looks like something out of a fairy tale, doesn't it?
You know, the internet said round top.
Round top?
Is that what you told me?
Round top service station.
I was thinking it was going to be round top, going to be a round top.
But it's not a round top.
Round top road.
Round top road. Yeah, good eye on that. I was thinking, as you were thinking, it was going to be a round top on the roof.
I did. I was thinking of the Orange Bowl over in Kissimmee, the rounded orange.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing.
But this is far from round. This is more pointy. So it's pointy top.
A pointy round top.
Pointy round top. If you turn this upside down, it looks like one of those, like, what do they call a bottle top? You spin.
Yeah.
Back in the day?
Yeah, that's right.
You ever have one of those?
I did. What do they call those?
Didn't you have like a string?
Yeah, you
Put it on the ground.
They just called it a top.
A top.
That's what they called it.
That looks like a top turned upside down. I wonder if Happy ever owned a top, one of those spinning tops with a string.
Happy top.
A Happy top. What year you think this was from?
That would be back in the, 30s and 40s maybe? When they used to put these concrete markers in the ground like this, round top. And of course the fire ant hill, don't forget that.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with those. In my younger days, I would have stuck my foot in it or jabbed it with a stick.
And just watched it get covered up.
I'm just going to leave them be. This is the corner of Trammell and Round Top.
Pretty cool.
Peeking in the window, you can see some stuff up on the walls there. Also just realized this is on the National Register of Historic Places as well.
this sign here. We came under this little bridge back here, overhang, an overpass ridge thing. And it was low and there was some water standing in the road. And I saw this sign, and yet this sign would be true on any road. When you go under here, on this side of the road over here, you'll see there's no trucks allowed because the overhang, the overpass rather, is only 10 feet 8 inches tall. Now a big truck other than that's you're gonna destroy the truck, the top of the truck, and you're gonna destroy the bridge. And you'll notice when we go back, take a quick shot, you'll see where there's been many times that bridge has been hit by too tall of a vehicle. That's a railroad trestle is what that is.
A little bit of standing water. Oh! Oh! Oh yeah, you see the little marks up there. We made it. Arrived at Old Mill Park, and this old mill could be seen in the first few moments of the classic Gone with the Wind, only in the opening credit sequence for a brief moment, and is one of the last existing facades from that movie. Well, probably really the only facade, with the exception of before the film studios in Culver City. They use the exterior of one of those buildings before the movie begins. Other than that, just this old mill in the credit sequence. Just to give an example, this is the brief moment when it has William Cameron Menzies and Jack Cosgrove, their credit across the front. You can see the old mill in the distance. Still looks the same all these years later. Amazing. This really is a beautiful park. I was here maybe 5 years ago, give or take, stopped off. And from what I was reading, the bridge, well, over there and the bridge here is made out of concrete, you know, to keep it will last through the ages. Even though it's made to look like wood, it's technically concrete that's made to look like wood. A really good place for photographs, taking pictures. Very peaceful park. All right, continued on, probably about an hour down the road, well, 45 minutes down the road. This is a serious classic cars alert. Old junkyard of some sort. Got some yeah, pretty neat.
You remember in a previous video doing the Rocky Bayou Christian School, and we talked about those vans that we used to drive for school buses.
The vans.
That one on the end down there, that's what they look like.
Oh, the Dodge on the end?
Yeah.
Dodge Ram? That was about the size of the buses.
I did, yeah. Looked like one of them. I'm trying to remember the first car that my daddy ever had. It wasn't, I think that's a Buick right there in front of us.
On the far end?
Right, that one right there in front of us. And yes. I think that's a Buick. Ours was not a Buick. It was that design, like in the mid to late 50s, and it was a Chevrolet, but it had that kind of same shape.
Yeah. So these are probably all from the 50s and 60s?
Yeah. That's a Corvair, that third one there.
Oh, right there.
Yeah, that's the first car that had an engine in the rear end.
Okay. See, I like looking at classic cars. I just don't know a lot about them.
That's about all I know.
You just know you like looking at them?
I know those are rusted.
They're rusted out.
I'm pretty keen on that.
This says Hudspeth Sports Cars. There you go. Hudspeths. All right, moving on.
Moving on.
Down to about a half a tank. Stopped off for some more fuel. Current price here, $2.79. Doesn't seem to be any issues through this section of the U.S. when it comes to getting fuel. But there was, we were at Pensacola, right?
Pensacola was out of fuel everywhere.
Pensacola was, and all the Panhandle for the most part.
Once we left Niceville, it was no gas anywhere.
And now we're doing good.
Yep.
Now decided to get off some of the main highways and take the back roads. This is the town of Altus, the old general store there. Pretty cool. A very unique looking city hall. Hey, look at the architecture of this. It has the little carports over there and the little archway, well, archway style entrance. And this is the city hall here in Altus. Hello there. How's it going? Talking to the cows, Dad?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, just saying hello.
I wait for one of them to say what it,
I see, I got one of them's attention right there.
you did. What did you say? I don't speak cow.
That's cow for hello.
Okay, let me try. Let me try it. Moo. Oh, yeah, one looked over
I
here.
mean, see, man, it's easy, simple.
You guys having a good day? Yeah? All right. Okay, let you go about your let you go about your business. Earlier I said I was taking care of business. Continue taking care of your business. All right, we're gonna carry on. We're taking some of the back roads. Now in my travels, I've always said this joke over the years, and I got the joke from you. Now that I'm looking at this, I'm gonna let you do the honors.
The round bales of hay have been outlawed.
They've outlawed round bales of hay?
Outlawed, no longer legal.
What's the reason why they outlawed round bales of hay?
Because the cows will not get a square meal.
But I've used that so many times.
Yes, yes.
Now pulling through Ozark, population of about 3,000. Now this is very unique. The Coca-Cola painting is not on the side of brick, but it's on the wall above the awning up there. But that's been there for quite some time. Nice. Made it over to Alma now, A-L-M-A, where this newly painted mural is. Well, I say newly painted, but the date is 2009, so perhaps it's not newly painted after all. It just looks as if it is, of the downtown area. And they are the self-proclaimed, I think there's more than one, but Alma, Arkansas loves Popeye the Sailor Man, the spinach capital of the world. Self-proclaimed spinach capital of the world. And there is a Popeye likeness, well, the man, the myth, the legend, Popeye the Sailor Man, right here in this fountain. And I'm going to end the video here, very, very close to the state line of Oklahoma, where we will be traversing bright and early in the morning. It's been a tiring trip. I'm going to keep this video a little shorter than the others in this series. Some of them have been 30 minutes, 45 minutes, a couple of them over 50 minutes long. And that will continue throughout the tenure of this road trip. I'm gonna go find a hotel to check in for the evening. I'll see you in the next video, the vlog. The vlog, I was gonna say, yam what it yam, or is what it is. Popeye, he yam what he yam, just like this vlog. He's strong to the finish as he eats his spinach. The vlog is over. Hello there, goat. Yep. Oh, I thought you were gonna pay attention to me. Going back to grazing. Is that spinach? That might be spinach that you're consuming. Popeye statue I just showed. Yeah, I did. I showed Popeye. He's like right up the way there around the fountain.
Storm shelter.
It's a storm shelter? Oh, yeah. Right there, look at that. It's painted green just like spinach. That storm shelter is strong to the finish because the storm shelter is painted green, just like that goat. Zignich spinach. Yes! Look at the size. That spinach. I think I've shown the goat enough. Oh, there's another goat. Hello, goat. Eating some spinach, goat? Eating some spinach? Strong to the finish, 'cause you eat